Okay, talking about intervals. Um, First off, we'll just write the notes in between C to C using the accidentals in between, which could also be flat, but for the purposes of this video, I'll just make them sharp. So you would have C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and then C. And notice that between E and F and B and C, there's no accidental, which represents the space on the keyboards, or the area on the keyboards that doesn't have a black key. It's the same thing on paper. All right, so there's that. And the space from one natural note to another is a whole step. And the space from a natural note to an accidental is a half step. And the formula for constructing a major scale with intervals is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. So we'll make a few with this formula, starting with C. A whole step from there is from C to D, and then whole, whole, so the next one would be E, whole, whole, half to F, whole, whole, half, whole, so to G, and then whole, whole, half, whole, whole, A, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 back to B, or not back to B, but to B, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, back to C. All right, now doing the same with D. From D, a whole step would be to E. And then a whole step from there is to F sharp. And then a half step would go to G. And then a whole step from there is to A. A whole step from there would be B. And then a whole step there, you would skip C and go to C sharp. And then a half step from there would take you back to D. All right, and then if you do the same thing starting on E, a whole step goes to F sharp. And then another whole step goes to G sharp. All right, and then a half goes to A. And then a whole step from there goes to B. And then a whole step, again, you would skip C and go to C sharp. A whole step from there would be to D sharp. And then a half step from there would go back to E. And those are the notes of those respective major scales. So for the key of D major, F and C would be sharp. For the key of E major, F, G, C, and D would be sharp. And obviously for the key of C major, it has no sharps or flats. Pretty easy. So if you just keep following that pattern, you'll be able to get the notes of the major scales and then you can get into modes and all that fun stuff. But there you are as far as intervals are concerned. Thank you.